He barely spoke a word. He wore the same brown jacket, drove a tiny green car, and treated a teddy bear like his closest friend. And yet, this strange, silent man became one of the most famous comedy characters the world has ever seen. From small television screens in Britain to millions of homes across nearly every continent, Mr. Bean made people laugh without needing a single word of translation. But here is the surprising truth. Behind this foolish-looking character was a brilliant actor with a master's degree in electrical engineering. So how did an engineering student named Rowan Atkinson create a character understood by the entire world? Why did Mr. Bean speak so little? And how did a television series with only 15 original episodes become a global phenomenon watched in nearly 200 countries? Stay with us until the end, because the story of the 2012 Olympic moment alone is worth the wait. The real story behind Mr. Bean is even more fascinating than his comedy. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Great Stories, the channel where fascinating true stories help you improve your English. In today's documentary, we uncover the incredible journey of Mr. Bean and the brilliant man behind the character, Rowan Atkinson. You will learn about Rowan's childhood, his education, and his early career. We will explore how Mr. Bean was created, why his silent comedy became internationally successful, and how the character still entertains new generations today. This video will also help you improve your English listening, pronunciation, vocabulary, and speaking confidence through the shadowing method. First, listen carefully to the narrator. Then, repeat each sentence immediately after hearing it. Try to copy the pronunciation, the rhythm, and the natural speaking style. Do not worry about mistakes. Listen, repeat, and keep practicing. Now, get ready to learn English through one of the most entertaining success stories ever told. Let us begin the incredible story of Mr. Bean, the silent genius who made the whole world laugh. The boy behind Mr. Bean. Rowan Sebastian Atkinson was born on 6th January, 1955, in County Durham, England. He grew up in a farming family and was the youngest of 4 brothers. As a child, Rowan was quiet, observant, and far more interested in understanding how things work than in attracting attention. That curiosity eventually pulled him towards science and engineering. He studied electrical and electronic engineering at Newcastle University before continuing his education at the Queen's College, Oxford, where he earned a master's degree in electrical engineering. It may seem surprising that one of the world's greatest physical comedians was trained as an engineer. But that scientific background would later shape the way he built comedy. Rowan did not approach a scene randomly. He examined it like a machine. Every look had a purpose. Every pause was precisely timed. Every small action led naturally toward the final comic disaster. During his university years, Rowan became involved in theatrical performances. At Oxford, he met writer Richard Curtis, who would later become one of Britain's most successful screenwriters. Together, they began experimenting with comedy. Rowan discovered something remarkable. He could transform his face and body so completely that a single raised eyebrow or a suspicious glance could make an audience laugh before he had spoken a single word. The foundation of Mr. Bean was beginning to form. Before Mr. Bean. Mr. Bean was not Rowan Atkinson's first success. During the late 1970s, Rowan attracted national attention through the British television sketch show, Not the 9 O'Clock News. His sharp delivery, unusual voice, and ability to play exaggerated authority figures made him one of Britain's most promising young comedians. He later became famous for playing Edmund Blackadder in the historical comedy series, Blackadder. Blackadder was almost the opposite of Mr. Bean. He was intelligent, sarcastic, talkative, and constantly surrounded by foolish people. The series proved Rowan's mastery of verbal comedy. But Rowan was also chasing something more universal, comedy that did not depend on language at all. He admired the great traditions of silent and physical comedy. French filmmaker Jacques Tati, especially his character Monsieur Hulot, was a major influence. The work of Charlie Chaplin and Peter Sellers also showed how body language alone could cross cultural and linguistic borders. Rowan wanted to create his own version of a visual comedy character, not a copy of anyone else, but an entirely new personality. That character would eventually become Mr. Bean. The birth of Mr. Bean. The earliest version of the character appeared during Rowan Atkinson's stage performances, while he was still developing his comedy career. At first, the strange man did not even have a proper name. He was simply an awkward, selfish, childlike person, trying to survive ordinary situations. In 1987, Rowan performed the character at the Just for Laughs Comedy Festival in Montreal, Canada. Here is where it gets interesting. Rowan chose to appear in the festival's French language program, even though he did not speak French during the performance. It was a deliberate experiment. If a French-speaking audience could understand and enjoy the character without English dialogue, Rowan would know the idea had true international potential. The experiment worked. The audience laughed because the comedy was entirely visual. They needed no subtitles and no translation, only an understanding of human behavior. The character still needed a name. Several ideas were reportedly considered before the creators finally settled on something simple, memorable, and slightly ridiculous. Mr. Bean. It was the perfect name for a man who seemed completely ordinary and completely unusual at the same time. Who exactly is Mr. Bean? Mr. Bean is difficult to define. He appears to be an adult, but he behaves like a mischievous child. He is curious, competitive, impatient, and sometimes extremely selfish. He wants to succeed, even when he does not understand the rules. Ordinary people usually solve problems in ordinary ways. Mr. Bean rejects that approach entirely. He invents strange shortcuts that seem clever at first, and then create even bigger problems. He can turn an examination, a visit to church, a restaurant meal, a hospital appointment, or a simple shopping trip into complete chaos. And yet, it is almost impossible to stay angry with him. Mr. Bean rarely seems truly cruel. He behaves as though the entire world is a playground, and everyone around him is simply part of the game. Rowan Atkinson himself described the character as being like a child living inside an adult's body. That single idea explains the heart of his comedy. Mr. Bean reacts immediately to whatever he wants. He does not consider social rules the way most adults do. When something interests him, his eyes widen. When he feels jealous, his face reveals it instantly. When he creates a problem, he quickly searches for someone else to blame. He expresses emotions with complete honesty, even when his actions are completely dishonest. The iconic world of Mr. Bean. Every great character needs recognizable symbols, and Mr. Bean has several unforgettable ones. First, there is his famous outfit: a brown tweed jacket, a white shirt, a narrow red tie, dark trousers, and polished shoes. The clothes make him look respectable, but his behavior is anything but respectable. Then there is Teddy, his small brown teddy bear. Teddy is more than a toy. He is Mr. Bean's closest companion. Bean talks to him, celebrates with him, and sometimes treats him as though he were truly alive. Teddy also reveals a softer side of the character. Behind all the chaos is someone lonely, imaginative, and deeply attached to a simple childhood object. And then there is the Mini. Mr. Bean's small green car became almost as famous as its driver. It perfectly matches his personality: compact, unusual, stubborn, and always somehow involved in trouble. His ongoing battle with a light blue three-wheeled car became one of the series' most beloved running jokes. The opening title sequence added one more layer of mystery. Mr. Bean appears to fall from the sky inside a beam of light. Was he an alien? Was he simply an ordinary man, dropped suddenly into an unfamiliar world? The series never explained it, and that mystery only made the character more fascinating. The television revolution. The first television episode of Mr. Bean aired on ITV on 1st January 1990. The concept was wonderfully simple: place Mr. Bean inside an ordinary situation and let his personality create the comedy. The original live-action series ran until 1995 and contained only 15 episodes, including one compilation episode. That number surprises most fans. Because the episodes were broadcast again and again around the world, it felt as though Mr. Bean had been producing new adventures for decades. The series was created by Rowan Atkinson and Richard Curtis, with important writing contributions from Robin Driscoll and Ben Elton. The first episode received major recognition at the Rose d'Or Television Festival, while later episodes and Atkinson's performance earned several BAFTA nominations. But awards alone cannot explain the show's success. The real achievement was its ability to transform everyday life into comedy. Mr. Bean did not need a fantasy world or a complicated plot. He only needed a hotel room, a public park, a swimming pool, or a department store. The situations were familiar, the solutions were unexpected, and the results were unforgettable. The science of making people laugh. Rowan Atkinson's comedy may look spontaneous, but it is carefully engineered. Physical comedy depends entirely on rhythm. First, the audience must understand the problem. Then the character must attempt a solution. The solution must almost work. And finally, at exactly the right moment, everything must go wrong. Rowan treated this process with the precision of an engineer. His face alone could guide viewers through an entire story. A slight movement of his eyes could reveal suspicion. A slow smile could announce that Bean had invented another terrible idea. A sudden look toward the camera could make viewers feel like his secret partners in crime. Silence was just as important as movement. Modern entertainment often moves quickly and fills every moment with dialogue. Mr. Bean did the opposite. He allowed a joke to develop patiently. The audience could see the idea forming in his mind. They could sense that something was about to go wrong. That anticipation became part of the comedy itself. That is why Mr. Bean's humor still works, even when viewers already know exactly what will happen. The pleasure was never simply in the result. It was in watching Bean's strange mind invent the disaster. How Mr. Bean conquered the world. Language is one of the biggest barriers in international entertainment. A joke that works perfectly in one language can lose all of its meaning in translation. Wordplay, accents, and cultural references are notoriously difficult to reproduce. Mr. Bean avoided this problem almost completely. His comedy was built entirely around universal experiences: embarrassment, impatience, competition, curiosity, and the desperate desire to escape trouble. Almost everyone understands the frustration of waiting in a queue. Almost everyone has tried to hide a small mistake. And almost everyone has lived through a moment when a simple task suddenly became unexpectedly difficult. Because the character relied on so little dialogue, broadcasters could air the program in different countries with almost no changes at all. According to Banijay, the original live-action series has been broadcast in 195 territories and has remained in continuous distribution for more than 3 decades. Mr. Bean no longer belonged to only one country. He belonged to the entire world. Mr. Bean goes to the movies. Television success eventually carried Mr. Bean onto the big screen. The first feature film, simply titled Bean, was released in 1997. The story sent Mr. Bean to Los Angeles, where he became unexpectedly involved in an important art event. Moving him to America created a bigger world, bigger disasters, and a more emotional storyline. The film introduced the character to an even wider cinema audience. 10 years later, Rowan returned in Mr. Bean's Holiday. Released in 2007, the film followed Bean on a journey through France, all the way to the Cannes Film Festival. This second film leaned even more heavily into visual storytelling. French landscapes, trains, beaches, and misunderstandings let Mr. Bean's physical comedy cross yet another language barrier. Both films proved that Bean could carry a full story far beyond a short television episode. But they also proved something more important. Wherever Mr. Bean travels, he remains exactly the same. The country changes. The people change. The disaster changes. But Bean never truly changes. The animated adventures. In 2002, Mr. Bean entered an entirely new world through Mr. Bean, the animated series. Rowan Atkinson returned to voice the character, and even helped guide his animated movements. Animation gave the creators far greater freedom. Bean could now experience adventures that would be difficult, expensive, or simply impossible to produce in live action. Familiar faces like Teddy remained by his side, while new characters, including his landlady Mrs. Wicket and her cat Scrapper, became important parts of the animated world. The animated series introduced Mr. Bean to an entirely new generation, children who had not even been born when the original television program ended. A fourth animated season was later commissioned with 52 additional episodes, bringing the announced total across the animated series to 182 episodes. More than 3 decades after his television debut, Mr. Bean was still creating brand new chaos. The Olympic moment. In 2012, London hosted the Summer Olympic Games. During the spectacular opening ceremony, Rowan Atkinson appeared alongside the London Symphony Orchestra in a comedy performance built around the famous Chariots of Fire theme. Sitting at a keyboard, his only job was to play one single repeated note. Naturally, boredom took over. The performance spiraled into a hilarious fantasy, in which his character found an extremely unconventional way to compete with a group of runners. For millions of viewers around the world, this became an unforgettable Mr. Bean moment. It placed visual British comedy at the very center of one of the biggest international broadcasts in history. Athletes, musicians, and celebrities filled that ceremony, but one bored man, playing a single keyboard note, became one of its most memorable images. The serious man behind the funny face. Rowan Atkinson is very different from Mr. Bean. Away from the screen, he is known as a private, thoughtful, and highly analytical performer. He studies comedy with real discipline and is famous for demanding precision from himself. His interest in engineering never disappeared. He also became widely known for his enthusiasm for cars and motorsport. In 2013, he was appointed Commander of the Order of the British Empire, or CBE, for his services to drama and charity. His career extended far beyond Mr. Bean. He starred in Blackadder, The Thin Blue Line, the Johnny English film series, Maigret, Man vs. Bee, and many other productions. He also appeared in major films including The Lion King, 4 Weddings and a Funeral, Love Actually, and Wonka. And yet, for millions of people, Rowan Atkinson will always be connected to the character who speaks the very least. That is one of the strange realities of great performance. An actor may create many characters, but sometimes one character grows larger than the person who created him. Why Mr. Bean still matters. Mr. Bean began before social media, streaming platforms, and smartphones ever transformed entertainment. Yet the character seems almost perfectly designed for the internet age. His short visual scenes can be understood instantly. They need no context, they cross borders effortlessly, and they can be enjoyed on almost any screen. Official Mr. Bean channels have attracted enormous audiences across YouTube and other social media platforms. But technology alone does not explain his lasting popularity. Mr. Bean survives because his comedy is rooted in human nature itself. Everyone has an inner Mr. Bean. It is the part of us that becomes impatient, the part that wants to win, the part that tries to hide an embarrassing mistake, and the part that sometimes invents an unnecessarily complicated solution to a very simple problem. Bean allows us to laugh at these weaknesses without ever feeling judged. He reminds us that intelligence does not always prevent foolishness, and that ordinary life can become an extraordinary adventure when viewed with a little imagination. The man who spoke to everyone. Mr. Bean rarely speaks, but somehow everyone understands him. He transformed silence into a universal language and ordinary situations into unforgettable comedy. Behind every foolish expression was Rowan Atkinson's intelligence. Behind every accident was careful preparation. And behind one of television's simplest characters was one of comedy's most precisely constructed performances. The original live-action series contained only a small number of episodes, yet its influence has lasted for generations. Mr. Bean crossed countries without translation. He crossed age groups without ever changing his personality. And he crossed from television to cinema, to animation, to social media, and finally into global cultural history. Perhaps that is the greatest secret of Mr. Bean. He never made people laugh by explaining the joke. He simply showed us the strange, selfish, innocent, and wonderfully ridiculous side of being human. And more than 3 decades later, the world is still laughing. If you enjoyed this incredible story, subscribe to Great Stories and turn on notifications for more documentaries about the people, characters, and ideas that changed our world. Until the next great story, keep watching, keep learning, and never lose your reason to smile. Mr. Bean proved that we do not always need words to communicate. With his expressions, his movements, and his brilliant comic timing, Rowan Atkinson created a character understood by people everywhere. If you enjoyed this story and this English shadowing practice, please like this video and subscribe to Great Stories. Share this video with anyone who wants to improve their English through interesting and inspiring stories. Remember, listen carefully, repeat confidently, and practice every day. Your English does not need to be perfect. It only needs to improve one sentence at a time. Thank you for watching. Keep learning, keep practicing, and we will meet again in another great story.